Good evening, friends. My name is Govind Upadhyay. I've cleared this year's SBI PO Exam 2016, and this was my second attempt. Last year I could not clear by mere 2 marks. So before I speak anything regarding my own strategy or my own experiences or how you should go on with your own exam and your preparation, I'll just suggest you to have that little faith in yourself and your own abilities, because that provides you that extra cushion which we really require in this kind of competitive scenario. I really hope my voice is coming, because last time someone said the voice was not coming. So I'll just go on with my own thing. So uh, as we all know, that banking exams have like 4 or 5 sections, 4 in SBI and obviously 5 in IBPS. So no one can be good at like all the sections. It in my opinion, it's not possible to be good at all the sections. So you have to be, what they say as in that idiom, jack of all trades. So it is really important that you be average at all the sections and good at a couple of them or like 3 of them, because because being good at 4 subjects, it's you have to practice a lot, and it is very time taking, and we all want to get job as quickly as possible. We don't have to do a PhD on any one subject. We just have to, our goal is to clear the exam. We have to keep that in mind. There should be no nothing as in that we have to top in all the sections. It is not possible, because someone is good at, since our childhood we are good at one subject, we are not good at one subject. So for me, I was always good at general knowledge and English. So it has so that was my own strategy, that I have to maximize my chances and maximize my marks in these 2 sections. So it may be different from some other people. Few of my friends like quantitative aptitude a lot and they score a lot of marks. So it depends from person to person what you actually want to score marks in. Sorry. So you have to be jack of all trades. So I'll just quote an example. In SBI PO, I think 80 marks were for English and GA in total, and I scored 52. And I scored 52 marks in them. So you can, and the other 2 sections out of 120, I scored only 48. So you have to strategize your own plan how to clear an exam. So it depends on you which subject, which section you choose to maximize your chances. So someone just asked how to prepare English. See, for me, my basic was quite fine. So it was never a problem for me to to understand the basic concepts of English and rules of English. So my own strategy was that to read the newspapers. I read 2 newspapers regularly, the Hindu and the Indian Express, and I would also suggest you to read only these 2 newspapers, because these two also provide you that analytical and coherent thoughts about the ongoing current affairs of the world, and that helps you in GD as well as in interview. And the language which they use is quite good. In the beginning, you would find some difficulty, because it is quite difficult to comprehend that opinion page in the Hindu. But as on you go, start reading that, and you start finding new the words, and you search them on internet. Obviously you won't remember those words all your life, so you'll keep on forgetting those words. Like in a couple of days you'll again find that word, so you again search it. So as long as keep searching it, and as long as you keep trying to know the meaning, you will remember that. So you suppose, say there's one word, equivocally. So you search that on the Google or any offline dictionary which you have. So you may find the meaning, but after a couple of days you might forget that. So it is sure that you'll find that word again, because once you get to know that word, when you see that word, you'll get to know, okay, I saw that word, but now I don't remember the meaning. So again you will search it. So this will really help you in gaining the building a vocabulary. So this is one part of English. The other part is comprehension. So the comprehension you can only understand when you I'm sorry, when you read a lot. So read a lot, read any book, read any novel, like from foreign writers, obviously. So read any good novel, so that you can that will also inculcate a hobby. So that is also good part for personal building. So these things you can do. And then really, it's really important to practice a lot, like practice like passage on, like comprehension, and fillers, those double fillers which generally come in exam, and close tests. So these are things which is really important. One more thing I want to talk about is mocks. See, personally, I have only relied on mocks. For me, it was total mocks. It might be surprising to many people, as it is always, that when I tell them that I have only prepared my exam, my preparation was based on only on mocks and nothing else. So what I did was I just appeared as many mocks as I could. Like in total, I appeared for 35 mocks for prelims and 15 for mains. And it is really important that you analyze the mocks. Like, see, if you just write the mocks, take the mocks, and you just don't analyze it, you don't know your mistakes, and you don't know where your weaknesses are, or like where you can improve, where is your improving capability, or like the things which you see. It's really important to know what questions you attempt and what don't. So until and unless you do not appear for mocks and you do not take mocks, you won't know that, okay, I cannot solve these type of questions in limited time. So for me, it was really tough for it was really tough for for me to solve puzzles all the time. So initially I used to just skip them. I did not even touch them or look them. Okay, I have to attempt them. No. If I get time, which generally is not in bank exams, because paucity of time is there. So if I get time, I'll come to them. But I don't want to waste I cannot waste my that limited 6-7 minutes on puzzles without any result. So you have to. This is what mocks give you. Like they force you to know what is your strength and what is your weakness. And it is really important to know your strengths and weakness. So for me, strengths was critical reasoning. If I'm talking about reasoning, it was critical reasoning and input output or coding decoding or like any. But puzzle was never my never my forte. So I did not even used to attempt it. So it is really important to know. And see, so someone talked about how to prepare descriptive. See, descriptive will prepared if you read a lot. If you read a lot, you'll get to know ideas. You'll get to know how to write something. You read one article in the Hindu, you'll know that you need to first introduce the topic, then you have to write the basic understanding. And one more thing is some people who have very good English, they like to write a lot in flowery language. That is not required. That is really not required. You have to be simple. You have to be comprehensive, that people who are reading it can comprehend it easily without going on Google and searching the meaning of it. So just keep it simple, basic, and to the point. If it is 200 words, just write 210, 220 or 190. Don't go beyond that. Just make your points clear. That is important. So let me just read one point which I have written there. Yeah, see, the also one more reason why I'm emphasizing on mocks is because the banking exams have no set syllabus or pattern, unlike other exams which we have. So banking exams require a lot of they have become a lot dynamic in nature. So we need to be prepared for the worst, to be very frank, for the worst. See, and mock exams give you a lot of different set of questions, which is really important to know what is what new sets of questions that can come exam. To quote an example, in SBI PO there was one question regarding odd even and rules. Like how to there was some certain rules and we had to find some variables. So that was a question which was nowhere, no one would have seen that. So that dynamic nature of that mocks, or like different set of questions which you face in mocks, give you that extra, that your mind builds up something like, okay, no, I can think on the spot. If the question is different, I can think on the spot. So I could solve that question because I had appeared on for a lot of mocks, and those mocks provided me a lot of different set of questions which I could not do in mocks, but I was able to do in exam, because I was ready to face any kind of challenge. So it is really important for that. Oh, and also to mention, in IBPS PO there was one coding decoding question which was totally different in nature, and no one would have expected it. So it is really important to to mocks for like a lot of different set of questions. So like, and also why I'm telling you to only go for strengths and not weaknesses. Like you just don't try to make your weaknesses like strongest part of your preparation. No, just make it as strong as you can. Just clear the cutoff easily without any when you come after the exam, you are sure that okay, I'll clear the exam, and I'll start preparing for the next one. So you have to be sure for that. So this is so if you suppose there's one Indian post payment bank exam which is coming. So suppose you have like a couple of months. So it is really important to know what you can prepare. So say if you are good in English and you are good in maths, so just make sure that you're scoring 70% of marks in them, and just clear the cutoff somehow. So for the other two subjects, because you have only 2 months. In 2 months you cannot read all the questions. Suppose you are not good at quants, and you take up a book, say Sarvesh Verma Quantum Cat, or like Arun Sharma, anything. So you cannot complete the book in 2 months. It will just take at least 3 months to complete one book and understand it properly. So it is really important to strategize your own preparation, how which thing you can prepare and which you cannot. So in this way, suppose you have 2 months, so just give 1 month to subjects which you are weak, so that you can clear the cutoff easily, and 1 month to other subjects which you can like score in a humongously, like a lot of marks you can score in them. So as I told you that I scored 52 out of 80 in GA and English, and I scored only 48 out of 120 other two sections. So this is really important to strategize your own plan. So there might be few people like who are working. As I was also working, I graduated in 2014, and I was working from 2014 to since 2014 to November this year. I just quit. So it is really important for these people how they can strategize. And for me it was really challenging, but I somehow figured it out that I can prepare my GA while being in office, during lunch time, or like while going towards office, or while coming back, and all the things which I had to use pen and paper, I could do that in home. So that is what I did. I just did all my maths, reasoning, and even English in my home, but I just did all my GA outside my home, because that is how I could prepare, because I could not extract time, that 9 hours which I had to be in office. I could not get that. So also someone asked me how to prepare for quant. So how to prepare for quant, it depends on person to person. So suppose say you are like really good at DI, or you are good at not DI and word problems. So I was really good at DI, so I just concentrated more on DI, and I just remembered few concepts and formulas of other word problems like CISI, or because that really help in data sufficiency. So if you are not good at DI, just make sure you practice it a lot, because DI is one section which is very scoring. Like you don't have to use your own mind, just you have to just see the numbers, just started calculating it. So there is nothing to conceptualize it. So so this is what I mean. This is how you can tackle quant. You don't have to score like you don't have to do a PhD in quantitative aptitude. Just do something in which you can score. See, out of 50, if there are 50 questions, and if the paper is of standard level, like SBI or IBPS PO, it is really good if you score 25. It is absolutely great if you score 25 out of 50 or 40. So and DI will help you in that. DI, score as much as you can in DI. Like there are 20 questions, score as much as you can in DI. It will be really helpful. And also someone asked me about how to clear pre. This is actually something which is very bothered me, like even this year. Hello, sorry. So it is really important to just see, in some people try to top in prelims. Don't do that. Just make sure, just do not go on only prepare. Your preparation should be an integrated one, like both prelims and mains. It should not be okay till pre I'll do only for prelims, uske baad I'll do mains. No, don't do that. Do not fall in that. Just make it integrated and just try to get decent 60% marks in mocks. I'm talking about PO exams. Just try, if it is 100-mark question paper, just try to score 60 marks. That is more than enough in the competition that we are living right now. So just make sure that you are scoring 60 marks, nothing more than that. Do not fall in trap ki I just have to get 80 marks or 90 marks or something. So do not fall in trap. So these are few things which I want to share. I'll again focus on mocks, because mocks is something which which just gives you that extra edge over the other people who have not. There are many people who don't even attempt mocks, and they when they fail or when they do not clear the exam, they think that okay, they missed something. So don't be that. Mocks, practice as many mocks as you can, and like you can take any mocks. Like for me it was Oliveboard. I attempted, like last year also I took their mock, and this year also I took their mock. So you can take any mock which you want, depending on your own thinking and your own understanding of what kind of questions that can come in exam. For me it was Oliveboard, because last year when I took Oliveboard, and I was like okay, this is good. And when I took the exam, I was like, okay, this one is like quite close to the exam, although exam was quite tough, but still it was quite close. So I again took this as Oliveboard. So this was all about my own strategy. And regarding my so someone asked my pre-score. I attempted I attempted 65 questions. I scored 60 marks. So maybe I got 4 wrong, I guess, and that would be in I think maths. I think quants I would have done some mistake, and in English. So I attempted 65 and I got 60 marks. And if someone wants to know about my mains marks, I scored 139 out of 250, out of which 30 was in GA, 22 was in English out of 40, and in quants I scored some 19 marks out of 60, I guess, and in reasoning I scored 28 marks out of 60. And in descriptive I scored 41 out of 50, which was quite good, and it was quite surprising because I was not expecting more than 35 or something. But okay. So Faraz just told me that sometimes Oliveboard ST is very hard. Yes, it is. It is very tough. It is very tough. But to be very frank, you should not let your confidence dent even a bit because you are scoring less mark in mocks. You should not do that. See, to be very frank, I have even scored 28 out of 100 in pre-mocks, and 60 out of 200 in your main mocks. So you should not let that. You just take it as a mock, take it as a practice. Take it as a practice, because you are practicing questions. You are not giving the exam. So do not let your morale break down because of less mock marks. You do not do that, because that will only harm you in your main exam. So for me it was like, okay, I've got 28, no problem, I'll score 35 in the next one. So gradually scoring is important, because I also tell you why. Because you should also not feel very confident if you're scoring 70 out of 100, because these mock papers are they vary in difficulty. Some are difficult, some are easy, some are in moderate. So if you're scoring 60 in an easy one or in a moderate one, you should not feel very happy. Okay, I'm scoring great. or I'm the best. I don't have to do any other mock. And if you're scoring 28 or 30 in a tough mock, you should not feel bogged down. Okay, I've scored very less. I could not do in the exam and all that. So it's really unimportant to fall in this kind of morale down, to just let your morale down. Don't do that. Just go on with mocks. Score as much as you can. It's not an issue. Try to analyze it. Analyzing is important, not your marks are important in the main exam, not in mocks. So just do not let that happen. So these are few things which I wanted to share. And if you have any other question, I'll be live for a couple of more minutes. If you have any question, you can ask me now, and I'll try to answer as much as I can. And you can also comment on that. I can reply that later on. Okay, so Anubhav just asked me to uh, how to score 35, 35 and 30 questions are each for reasoning, quant and English, and how to score individual sections. Anubhav, personally I have never appeared for RBI assistant. I did appear for RBI grade B this year, but I could not clear the tier 2. But so it see RBI assistant exam is generally easy. It's easy in nature, and this is where the problem is. If the exam is easy, the cutoff will be humongous. So it is really important to score as much marks as you can, because RBI, and also it is really no one can guess RBI's cutoff, or a set marks where that will be safe for you, because that is state wise, or circle wise. Sorry, the RBI office wise, like Delhi, Bhopal, Mumbai. So you cannot guess a cutoff, but in my opinion, anything below 75 or 70 is something which won't be sufficient to clear this exam. In my opinion, anything below 75 won't be enough, in my opinion. Puneet just asked me to how to tackle verbal ability. Yes, English is getting tougher and tougher. I knew after appearing for SBI PO, I knew that IBPS won't leave us all with an easy paper. I knew it would be tough. English is getting tougher and tougher, and it is good in my opinion, because I think it is good. Also, it helps a lot of people. Uh, it helps a lot of people in a way that English cutoff is generally low. The cutoff for SPI was 6, I guess. In SBI PO mains it was 6. So see, English you can prepare by reading. There is no other, see, because now what you all are getting is not grammatical. There's no grammar kind of questions which they are giving us in exams. They are just asking exam questions on comprehension, or vocabulary, or sentence formation, or conjunction, and these kind of. And this will only you'll get only when you read a lot. So read as many newspapers as you can. Give at least 1.5 hours newspapers on any reading thing. And reading thing, and like a novel, like any good novel which you like, just not romantic kind of novels, like novels like which are fiction in nature, and which gives some life values, or some history, or some anything, like that. Read that, and newspaper, that will also help you personality building. So read as much as you can, and practice a lot. Nishant, I'm really sorry. I have no idea about SO, because I have never appeared for IBPS SO, and in fact I have never appeared for IBPS. So I cannot tell you that. But IBPS exam, there are like 4 sections. I think one would be your specialization, so I cannot tell you that. But the other 3 sections are easier than the IBPS main exam. So I can just tell you that. Okay, Puneet has also asked me how to initiate English for Hindi medium people. Okay, Puneet, I'll just suggest you in the beginning, take one, get one book for basic understanding, like Ren and Martin. That would be really helpful for you. And for vocabulary building, I think you should get Norman Lewis's word what is that book? Word Power Made Easy, I guess. So that these two books you should get, and I think if you know just get on with these two books, coupled with your reading and practice of there are many online websites which which give you a lot of questions on English and all. So just search them and just practice them a lot. So that would be really helpful for you. So I can just suggest you these things, because Hindi medium people, I do understand what situations you are in, because the paper is getting tougher and tougher. So I just suggest you to go with Renan Martin and that Word Power Made Easy by Norman Lewis. Daya Dev Nayak asked me what was my daily routine. So Dev, mine was a job which had a lot of shifts. So it was 24/7 kind of a shift work. So I had to go sometime in morning and sometimes in night, sometimes in afternoon. So what I did was I did all my GA in office, and when I was at home I just used to do mock. So there was no set routine. I cannot tell you my routine because there was no set routine for me. I just to be very frank, I read all the day. All day I read. Like there was no single time when I did not read anything. I was reading all the time, because see, there are so many things on mobile these days. All the apps are in mobile, so you can read every time, even while you're eating, while you're going, or while you're chatting with your friends or something. So you can do that. There is no issue. All the things are on mobile, just one touch away. So this is how I went about with my own strategy. Tarun asked me how to increase the attempt in quants. Tarun, I'll just ask you to go on with things like series and data interpretation and simplification and approximation, because word problems are really time taking, and you need to read a lot for them. So just just stick with data interpretation, data sufficiency, series, and simplification and approximation. Prashant Tomar, I did not appear for CGL this year. I appeared last year, and I just took pre because I was not prepared for mains. In pre I scored 113 out of 200. Aman, I'll just take a couple of more questions because I'm running out of time. How to be good at GA? Aman, it is really important that you know current affairs for at least 100 days before the exam. So suppose the exam is on 30th of December. So you know about October, November and December. Just read all the current affairs from any good website. Okay? From any good website, just read them. And read them twice or thrice. If you are someone who has a habit of note making, so make that. But I personally I did not make notes of any subject. So I'll just ask you to read current affairs of 3 years. I pardon, 3 months. And for banking, it is really important that you read the FAQs, the frequently asked question sections on the RVA website. That is really important because all the banking exams you will get in that. There's nothing other which will help you in banking. There are so many books of so many publications, but I don't want to name them. But just stick with RBI FAQ. And you might find a few capsules on website. Just get that. There's no need to get any book for banking at all. For static, static is something where the cost benefit ratio is very low. Like you get 4 or 5 questions and you have to read 200 300 pages, everything under the sun. So I'll just read basic stuff like airports, the constituencies of cabinet ministers, not all the ministers, only the cabinet ministers, and national parks, and these things, rivers and dams. No need to read, spend a lot of time, because the cost benefit ratio, as I said, is very low. A good book, DI for SBI PO, Savar. I think there's this book by Anant Ashish for DI. That is good because that provides you a different set of questions. So that is good. So you can take that. Bhavna, Bhavna, my base was quite strong. In book, I did not take any book, to be very frank. I can just suggest you one book, M.K. Pandey, that is from BSc Publications, for critical reasoning. That book is good if you want to make your critical reasoning quite strong. You can take that. So I think you should go with that. I cannot suggest you any other book personally, but yes, if you want to be good at quants, take Sarvesh Verma Quantum Cat. If you want to be good at critical reasoning, take M.K. Pandey. If you want to be good at GA, just read online. There's no other thing. There's no need to buy any book. If you want to be good at English, buy Renan Martin, and also Word Power Made Easy. Nishant, some tricks to handle puzzles. See, puzzles, only practice will make you strong. There's no shortcut for puzzles. You have to read a lot. You have to be very comprehensive when you read those points, and you can get that only when you practice a lot. So there's no short trick. I cannot give you that. Lavanya, I've already told about quant, so you can just rewind that video and you can get that. Sunil, I have told about GK. Computer, I think you need to buy one book, one any basic book from any publication, any good publication house. That would be suffice, and practice a lot of questions on websites. Like you can find a lot of multiple choice questions. You can get that. And for GK, there are so many websites. Also, Oliveboard has that GK section, GK supplementary section, which has a lot of good questions, monthly questions. And for me, it helped. So I'll just suggest you that. Rajat, it was my second attempt. Last year I could not clear by 2 marks. I scored 56. The cutoff was 58. This year the cutoff was 49 and I scored 60 marks. Rajiv, see, you have to maintain balance, as in like your strategy should be integrated. You prepare for mains, because see, you prepare for mains because if you prepare for mains, you'll automatically cover prelims. Your preparation should not be for prelims. Your preparation should be for mains. For prelims, just appear for mocks. I'll suggest that just appear for mocks and prepare for mains. This is important. Prepare for mains and that would suffice. Prashant, I cannot tell you which is better sector, IT or Bank PO, because it depends. Soham, how to face GDPI? See, GDPI, you have to be very confident. Whatever you say to the point and say it confidently. Without that confidence, it would be really tough for you to convince them. And don't be there are two things. One is being aggressive, one is being assertive. Be assertive, don't be aggressive. So if you be assertive, you convince them without hurting their sentiments. So just be that and just be your own self. That is for GD. For PI, know everything about your own self, your background, your graduation, BSc, BCom or BTech or whatever you are, your family background, the place where the places where you have lived, and current affairs for a month or two. So for me, it was my PA was based only on current affairs and my personal life, like personal places where I've lived. So I've lived in Chennai, I've lived in I'm from Varanasi. I've also lived in Ghaziabad. I've lived in Delhi. So I've lived in Pune. So for me, it was like more of personal set of. There was a couple of questions from banking were there, but nothing of that sort. I scored 26 out of 13 PI and only 12 out of 20 in GD. Okay, Lavanya asked me how many mock exams have I have to write per day. Lavanya, it depends on you. If you have a time crunch, you write 3, 4, but just make sure that you're analyzing your mocks. That is important. Not taking mocks, but analyzing it. That is important. So just make sure that even if you take 1, that is great. Even if you take 2, that's great. For me, because I had a lot of time crunch, sometimes I used to appear for 3 mocks a day. So it's something which is very personal. Somajit, the book was Anant. The author of the book is Anant Ashish. The book is just search online Anant Ashish DI. You'll get one blue colored cover book. Prashant Shukla asked me, is 2 hours daily studies is much for SBI PO? Prashant, it depends on person to person. Some people grasp in 8 hours, some people grasp in 1 hour. and some people never grasp at all. So it depends on person to person. See, if you're really good at grasping things easily, just get that 2 hours is more than enough. If you strategize your preparation, that is important. Not the hours, not the quantity, but quality is important. So I don't think 2 hours is something which you can suggest in numbers, or 8 hours. You cannot keep these things in numbers. It you can keep this in only in quality and not quantity, in my opinion. Second, as I told you that I did not do GA at all in my home. I just did GA every time I was away from home, while eating, or while going out, while sometimes while watching cricket, or while watching film. So I have a lot of apps in my mobile phone which gives you daily GK updates, news. So GA I did all that, and for other things I just somehow I squeezed out a couple of hours or 3 hours a day, and on weekends like 4 5 hours. So that is how I did. So I think I'll just end it, and I'll answer your queries in comments. I'll just take the last question. Anubhav asked me which mocks are best for banking. Okay, so there are a lot of people who bother about banking questions. So I think Oliveboard has good set of questions. You can take that. There's no need to go for any other mock. In my opinion, you can take if you want, but in my opinion, Oliveboard is great, and you can download a lot of PDFs that are available on there are multitudes of PDF available. You can just take that. There's no other thing to get a book or something. How Muhammad see analyze mocks in a way that you maximize your marks, like see, suppose you are not getting good marks in syllogism, or input output coding decoding. Just try to solve them, see where your mistakes are, why you're not able to understand, because mocks have the solution, and you analyze how to solve them. So yes, that should be your strategy. Okay, Bhavna, the names of the app is, one is InShots, that gives you news in only 60 words. So just download that InShots, that is available. Okay, I'll do, I'll just reply that in your comment. What are my apps which I use. Shalu, I've already told about English, how to make it strong. Ashwini, I've told earlier also what I did for banking, but I'll tell again. I did the frequently asked questions section of RBI website, and also I downloaded a lot of PDFs from the website. That's what I did, nothing else. Mr. Das, puzzles is something where there's no trick. You just need to practice a lot. Without practice, you cannot just talk about puzzles. My score in prelims for SBI was 60. For mains it was 139 out of 200, in which 28 was in reasoning, 19 was in maths, 22 was in English, and 30 in GA, and 41 in descriptive marks. And in GDPI I scored 38 out of 50. Surbhi, I've already told you my main marks, 139 out of 250, sorry. So friends, I'll just end this. It was really great while interacting with you, and I hope I have solved a lot of queries. And I'll whatever you have queries, you can just post it on comment. I'll try to answer them. Thank you so much, friends.